My screen. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to share. We're going to do this. We're doing the whiteboard, so bear with me. We're going to make this thing happen. Can everyone see just a white screen as it's loading, maybe?
Yep, looking good.
Okay, cool. So you have a couple choices here. You have a choice whether or how soon you get paid. That's up to you. You have a choice as to, Hunter, will you mute, please?
I'm
As to
working
how
on it.
soon you get promoted. So again, choice as to how soon you get paid, how soon you get promoted, how much you get paid, how much you earn. You have a choice as to whether you work part-time or full-time. That's not to be confused with part committed or full committed. You have a choice as to treat this like a job or like a hobby. And job pays you one way. We all know how hobbies pay you, right? You're choosing to step into the wealthiest industry in the world. This is the only place that has a startup business model that offers profitability in year one, even month one, if you're consistent. So how big of a piece of that pie is up to you. Now, another choice you have is how you get started and how you get there. So just to kind of put this into context here, everybody, the average first year or actually the average salary, I should say, not even first year in the United States is $63,795. Can everyone see this? Thank you, Tom. That means you're earning $5,316 per month. And this is before taxes. Most people have to pay taxes before they get paid. Now, the average APV here per application is 1,200. 1,200 APV per application that you write. The average starting contract level is 80%. That means that your average commission per issued policy is $960 for one application. Okay, everyone following so far? Now let's look at month one. First month here. You're spending $200 a week on leads every single week. 150 to 200 bucks a week on leads is what we recommend when you're first getting started if you want to see success here. So no matter what, that means $800 a month on a lead spend. Sounds a little scary at first, right? A little scary. But with that, let's say you wrote and issued 5 applications. That's just over 1 per week. That's 1 a week plus 1, right? So that means you issued $6,000 in APV your first month here. Per that promotion guidelines we just saw, what do you need to hit your first promotion here? 5,000, right? 5,000 issued business. That means you just got promoted, my friend. What does that mean for you commission-wise? $6,000 issued at 80% equals $4,800 in commission. Subtract out that $800 lead spend. That means your profit for month one is $4,000. $4,000. Who here would trade $800 for $4,000? Seems like a pretty good trade, right? Now, let's look at month two. Month two, you're promoted now. You're at 85%. Same lead spend. Actually, maybe you increase it a little bit. Maybe you go up to $250 a week in leads. You can bump up 50 bucks a week because you just made $4,000. So that's what you're doing. So no matter what, you're spending $1,000 a month on leads. Scary. $1,000. Oh my gosh. Same APV average per application, 1,200. But check this out. Now, since you're promoted, your average commission per issued policy is $1,020 at 85%. That's $60 more per application that you're earning. Same amount of work, more money. Now let's say this is pretty common. Your first month is always a little bit rocky. So you wrote 5 apps, right? Now you're getting this thing figured out. So you wrote and issued 8 apps. That's an average of 2 per week. That's it. 2 applications per week. That equals $9,600 in APV issued on average. What do you need to hit your first promotion here, or your second promotion? What do you need to hit that? 7,500. You just got promoted again. Boom. Thanks, Sybil. Yep. You just got promoted again. Now, what does that look like commission-wise or profit-wise? So $9,600 issued at 85% is $8,160 in commission. Subtract out your $1,000 lead spend for the month. Your profit in month 2 is $7,160. Who would trade $1,000 to get $7,160? Pretty good trade. Now let's look at month 3. Let's say you didn't change anything at all. You just stayed consistent, right? Same thing, $250 a week on leads every week, no matter what. That's $1,000 a month on leads. Average APV still $1,200. Now, since you're at 90%, your average commission is $1,080. That's $120 more than when you were at 80%. $120 more that you're making per application just because you got promoted. Same work, more money. You're also still doing the same thing of writing an average of 2 applications per week. That means $9,600 APV issued. But you're at 90% now. So 9,600 issued at 90%, that's commission of $8,640. Subtract out your $1,000 lead spend, $7,640 a month. Profit in month 3. How many would make that trade? $1,000 spend for $7,640 in your account. That's $480 more than you made last month. What would that pay for? Would that be a car payment? Would that be a couple bills? Same work, more money. You just made a bill payment. You just paid for leads partly for 2 weeks, just about. Now, what does the activity look like? Let's take a second and look at that. What does activity look like to achieve that? So 2 apps a week means that you're sitting with an average of 6 people per week. This is in the beginning. This will change as you get better. So you're going to end up getting to where you're probably helping 3 or 4 out of 6. If you keep in this activity and you keep consistent, you're going to get better. That's how practice works. So let's just keep it on the low end. You're going to sit with 6 people to write an average of 2 applications per week. On average, in the beginning, you got a 50% show rate for digital appointments, for remote appointments. So that means you need to book 12 appointments to sit with 6 people per week to write 2 applications per week. What does that look like on the hours? You should be spending a minimum of 10 hours a week dialing to get your 12 appointments. In the beginning, you'll get better at it. It won't take that long forever, but budget that out in your week. 10 hours of dialing. Sitting with 6 people, that's an average of 6 hours. Some appointments will be a little bit longer, some will be shorter. An average of 6 hours spent sitting with people over the phone, running appointments. We have 3 team calls that we recommend here. This call, the national call, the Friday Ziller call. Let's chalk that up to 4 hours since the national call is a little bit longer. That's 4 hours spent per week on team calls, plugging in, helping yourself get better. What does that equal? 20 hours per week of activity. To go over and hit those numbers that we just talked about. Is that part-time or full-time in most jobs? Part-time. Part-time. The numbers I shared, the 63,795 average salary in the US, that's working 40 hours a week. So yep, it will absolutely. That's part-time. Now, let's look at this on a bigger scale. Let's look at this for a whole year, okay? You don't change a single thing. You hit 90%, you're happy. You don't do anything different, right? You keep doing the same thing. So that means same lead spend, $250 a week on leads every week, no matter what, come hell or high water. That means $1,000 a month on lead spend. You put it aside, that's what you're doing. The average APV per application is $1,200, and you're working 20 hours a week, 10 hours of dialing, 6 sits, 3 team calls, 20 hours a week. That's your commitment here. The average commission for you is $1,080. This is exactly what we just went over. Nothing's changed. You're still at 90%. You write and issue 8 applications per month. That's 2 applications per week. $9,600 in APV issued per month. Total, if you add up the hours you're working, 20 hours per week, what does that equal per month? Anybody?
80.
80.
I didn't know if it was rhetorical.
It wasn't. It wasn't. So 80 hours per week, or per month, excuse me, working. Your profit per month is 7,640, right? We looked at that from the last month, writing 2 apps per week, 9,600 issued, 90%. Back out your lead spend, 7,640 in profit divided by 80. What does that equal? What's your hourly rate? I love looking at my hourly rate.
95 an hour.
$95 an hour. We'll call it 96 because it's
95.50.
$96 an hour. Who do you know? What professions get paid almost $100 an hour?
Doctors and lawyers.
It's like you knew my presentation. Guess what? Doctors on average make $115 an hour. Lawyers make an average of $90 an hour. So guess what? You're doing all right. First year, you're already making more than a lawyer. How much schooling do these guys go through to get to where they are?
Not a 2-week licensing course.
Not a 2-week licensing course. Perspective here. And this is after month 3. So let's look at this in a little bit different way. Let's look at this for the whole year. So your profit, doing just what I did before, profit in month 1 was $4,000, right? Month 2, $7,160. Months 3 through 12, $7,640. Total, $87,560. This is before taxes. But guess what? Guess what you get to subtract out of here before you pay taxes? You get to subtract out all your lead cost, which you already did, but you get to subtract that out before you pay taxes. You get to subtract out your phone bill. You get to subtract out part of your Wi-Fi. Any expenses you've incurred for the course of business. You get to subtract out part of your rent payment or mortgage payment, part of your utilities. If you had to buy a new computer, gas you spent, if you've had to travel to see a client or traveled to an event, anything that's used for the course of business, you can subtract out of here before you have to pay taxes. Everyone else pays taxes first. So your total profit for the year is $87,560 for 20 hours a week. Where can you find 20 hours a week to be able to do this? Would you have to keep working your other job if you were making this? Again, the average salary in the United States, and that's not a first-year salary, is over $63,000, just barely $63,795. for a 40-hour work week. And this is what you just did in 20 hours in your first year, 20-hour work week. Consistency matters. Getting promoted matters. Now, this is one way to do it. This is all on your own. This is one way to do it. Now, imagine that 2 years from now, you're here, you're sitting in this call. The only thing on your calendar when you wake up in the morning is this call on Mondays. Everything else, the day is yours to do how you want. You don't have to dial anymore. You don't have to run appointments anymore. You don't have to run recruiting interviews anymore. You don't have to do any of that stuff. You can do whatever you want. You've hired out house cleaning if you want to. You've hired out laundry. If you're one of those people that like doing that, I'm sorry, I don't understand you, but you can hire that out. You hired out landscaping. You don't care what a price tag says. Don't even have to look at it. You never have to say no to an opportunity or to something because of money. Want to pick up and live somewhere else for a month? You can do it. Don't even have to budget for it. You can just do it. You can pay for comfort if you want to. You can pay for comfort when you're traveling. You can pay for comfort in hotels, where you're staying, what you drive every day. You never have to make a choice between what you want and what you can afford. Imagine that in 2 years, that's what your life looks like. You can spend your entire day hanging out with your kids, hanging out with your spouse, walking your dog, do whatever you want. Hanging out in restaurants. Freedom. That's true time freedom. Now, the fastest and easiest way to do that is to get promoted. The fastest way to get promoted is to build a team. Now, let's say you've got 3 people on your team. I'm going to make this bigger so I can see it. Let's say you've got 3 people on your team. And they're each at 80%. Okay, you're at 90. All of these people are doing the same numbers we just talked about. So those 3 people are issuing $6,000
I
a
can't
month.
see the screen. There's a bunch of stuff on it.
Is that true? No one can see this? Oh,
Well,
there's-
up at the top, there's organize and
can see it.
facilitate.
There's some like drop down menus there on the side that are covering up part of your little box.
okay. I don't know how to move this box. Who's writing on the screen here?
Sorry, that was just me seeing if it moved.
Okay.
No, I can see it perfect. I can see it perfectly fine.
Yeah, I can see it.
I don't know how to do it. Okay. All right, whatever. Now I'm all jumbled up here, Margaret. Okay. Can you see this one? Okay.
Yeah.
You got 3 people on your screen or on your team at 80%. Each issue $8,000 or $6,000 a month, excuse me. And if you need to write this down as I'm saying it, that might help too. So each issue, make sure everybody's muted, please, Crystal. Each issue, $6,000 a month. That means that together, we're at $18,000 a month issued for just them. Okay, everyone following? $18,000 a month issued. They each make a profit of $4,000, just like we did before, right? Same thing, same exact model I just went through. Subtract out the lead budget of $800 a month. They each make a profit of $4,000. You make a profit of $1,800 total. Person closest to the sale makes the most money. You make the override. So you're making the difference between their commission level and yours, which is 10%. You're making $1,800 passively. What would this pay for? Leads, maybe? Your leads for the month? That covers it. You got some money to spare now, too. What else would that cover passively? $1,800 a month. Now let's keep this simple. So let's say you kept those same 3 people on your team writing $6,000 a month, issuing, $6,000 a month in business. Plus you're keeping up, you're doing your own thing too. So we talked about before, your income for the year, 83,920. That's your salary. That's what you made yourself. Plus another $1,800 a month. For easy math, I'm just going to do this. That equals 105,520. You just earned another $20,000 in your year by having 3 other people on your team. $20,000 a month passively. You didn't have to do anything. You were going to get paid that whether you showed up or not. $20,000 a month. Now, what if you had 5 people? 5 people doing the same thing. 6K issued each. Thank you for correcting me, Emil. 6,000 issued passively per month. 5 people. They're still at 80%. You're still at 90%. They make $4,000. You make 1,800. No, excuse me. You make more than that. You make 3,000 because now you have 5 people. Your year, 83,920 plus $3,000 a month. Passively, that equals 119,920 for the year. You just went from 105 to 119,000 by having 2 more people on your team. Now, this is saying that these same people do the same business every month. Chances are they're going to be wanting to get promoted too. Chances are a couple of them, maybe all of them, want to build a team too. So this starts to look a lot different very quickly as you have more people doing the same thing. But this is what it looks like, bare bones. You've got 5 other people writing and issuing $6,000 a month. That's for you passively. $119,000 a year. Also, 3 months in a row, issuing $30,000 as a team, that's agency owner. You've got your 5 people plus you issued $30,000 3 months in a row. That's agency owner. These guys by themselves issued $30,000. 5 people issuing $6,000 plus what you did yourself. You're an agency owner. Also, you're probably at 105% contract level by this point. If your team's doing that, that bumps you up, that bumps them up. 105% that you're now making off your team. So again, this is bare bones minimum, but you're going to be making more than that because you're going to have gotten promoted and you're going to be an agency owner now. So you own this business. Again, same amount of work, more money earned. Is this all worth finding 3 to 5 people who could do this with you? Another $20,000, $40,000 a year? Is it worth it? Finding a couple people that you want to hang out with on a day-to-day basis and do this with you. Keep in mind, they can do this too. This could be someone else in your life. This could be their reality. They could be going from working 40, 50, 60 hours a week. The average lawyer works 80 hours a week. Doctor is about the same. They could be doing that, earning maybe 6 figures, or they could be working 20 hours a week, making more than what they would anywhere else. So this could be someone on your team, someone in your life, someone in your family. that wants this opportunity, that could really use this opportunity, and you just have to find them. You just have to ask them. We're about choices here. You get to choose what your path looks like. You get to choose all of this. This is possible. And I kept it on the small scale. This is possible to do, anybody, year one. So it's time to ask yourself, what do you want here? How soon do you want it? You know what you need to do to get it. So let's get after it. Let us know how we can help. With that, you guys, have a great rest of your Monday. We'll see you next time.
Bye, y'all.